Walete chess porky-pawi.
Students of all ages just love the classics. It's a great opportunity to study the charismatic languages, literature and culture of the ancient world. And of course, this kind of learning brings huge educational advantages. Increasing numbers of students and schools and parents are telling us that they want to be a part of this new classics revolution. But there's a problem. We need more teachers. Bringing schools together to share classics teaching is one solution. In our North Norfolk scheme, 8 schools share 3 teachers. This year's grant provides extra teacher training days, so the scheme will now reach 19 schools. We've also funded more hands-on days at Norwich Castle Museum.
The word mortar, as in pestle and mortar, well, you get the word mortar from the Latin word mortarium. Can you remember that for me?
People have a mortaria for grinding herbs and spices down, and you get the word mortar from mortaria.
It's been really successful. The first group of schools we worked with, we had 150 children involved, and on the strength of that success, we're now offering a similar programme to 2 further groups of Norfolk schools. So Latin is really taking off in Norfolk.
We also support university outreach schemes. Classics students offer free Latin tuition, often in challenging areas. This scheme is in Liverpool.
Latin's always seen as being what fancy schoolboys do in London boarding schools, and that's just not true. Everyone can learn about the ancient world and get a great deal from it. Not just thinking about your own language, but also thinking about logic, structure, how words work, how language works.
So, pecunia. Does that sound like any English words?
Pecuniary.
Very good. Excellent.
My parents were quite proud that I was learning Latin because I chose it on my own initiative, that I did well because I have loads of other exams and I'm learning French as well.
I've always been interested in the Greek and Roman myths, and so I figured, because Latin was spoken by most of the Roman Empire, that it would give me more of an insight.
This project is very useful for me because I've always been interested in teaching, and this has made me even more so. It's made me about 99% certain that rather than stay in academia, I do want to go into secondary teaching.
What was going on in 508 BC in Athens?
Patcham High School in Brighton offers the full range of classics subjects. Now they're sharing those classes with neighbouring schools.
My colleague and myself were indeed overwhelmed with just how popular it became. We have recruited another 2 Year 10 groups for next year, and we'll have 2 Year 11 groups. So it's the most students we've ever had participating in ancient history, which is fantastic. What could we thank the ancient Greeks for, particularly?
We probably wouldn't have democracy nowadays, we'd probably be in oligarchy, so we owe that to the Greeks.
So democracy had just been...
Today we live in democracy, but this is actually not a new idea.
If Greeks hadn't invented democracy, then most of today's countries would be ruled by dictatorship.
Every time we go and vote, we're actually taking an old idea and making it our own.
If I could sing now, I'd sing of King Priam.
We've funded many schemes this year and more projects are being planned. One of our most ambitious, in partnership with Cambridge University, will this year bring the teaching of epic and sagas to 1,000 pupils. The influence of the classical world on how we all live our lives is wide-ranging and deep-seated. And in education, across the board, the classics forms the backbone of a vast number of subjects: literature, poetry and drama, history and politics, the sciences, and of course, modern languages. Increasingly, schools are coming to us for funding, and those we've already funded want to extend their schemes. We need donations. Please help us if you can.